Hi everyone, so today I'll be walking you through this video of me making a simmered Japanese squash. So first you want to wash it, get everything all nice and clean, and now you want to place it in a microwave safe bowl. I believe the directions were about I think 30 seconds, but I placed it in there for about a minute just so that way it's a little bit softer and it's easier for me to cut. Now you want to grab the cutting board so that way you have a place to cut the squash. And I'm grabbing these paper towels and I'm wetting them so that way I can put them underneath my cutting board. So putting these underneath will give you a more stable surface to cut. You want to make sure that the cutting board doesn't move, or else there might be an accident that could happen. You might slice something that you shouldn't be slicing. Yeah, this is me just placing it there, checking if it's secure, if it's good. All right, good. Now my kabocha squash is done, so I'm going to just cut into it a little bit, and then it was a little bit dense, so I had to rock my knife and cut into it. Be very careful. Alright, so now that we've cut it in half, we're going to de-seed the kabocha squash. I forgot to grab my bowl, but I'll be doing that later. But you just want to get everything. It's pretty easy. And so what I do, I'm just going to put it in the bowl, and then afterwards I will separate the pulp and the seeds. So I'll just keep the seeds in the bowl, and I'll let it soak in water for about, I think it was maybe for like a couple of hours. So this helps draw the moisture from the seeds. And then you can place it into the oven and bake for, I think it was 250 degrees. And then when it's done, you can coat it with cinnamon, sugar, and pumpkin pie spice. Or you can do garlic, salt, paprika, onion powder, and cayenne pepper. You can use any spice that you'd like. And you can even do like a ranch powder or something. Alright, now this part got cut off, but after you're done de-seeding, you want to lay the squash on the flatter side and then cut it in half, and then just keep cutting it at an angle until you get them into those crescent slices. And now I'm cutting them into cubes, and this is how we're going to simmer them. Alright, now once we are pretty much done with cutting, we're going to fill a pot of hot water, about 2 cups. So I used about a cup of the kabocha squash, and then I'm going to be using 2 cups to simmer them. You want to take your Japanese sake. I got this at Safeway. Yeah, you just want to put 2 tablespoons into the water. Okay, now we're going to put a little bit of salt. I think the recipe calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon. I just kind of put as much as I think would be fine. In my culture, we don't really measure. We kind of just throw everything in a pot, and then we taste it, see if it's good. And then you also want to grab any kind of sweetener that you want. You can do stevia. I think this one is called Swerve, also from Safeway. I believe the sweetener is erythritol. And then you just want to mix it. Okay, now that my water is boiling, I'm going to put the squash in there, and it should be at about medium low heat. And I think the pot that I used was just a little too big, so I just grabbed a small saucepan and transferred everything into there. Because you want to make sure that the kabocha squash is fully covered with the water. And then I'm also grabbing the soy sauce. I'm going to put it in the saucepan. Okay, now this is where my camera died, right here. I was trying to show how the seeds were floating up top, and I would just be able to scoop them and soak them in salt water in a separate bowl. And that's it. Thank you.